السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. How are you, Safi?
Hi, Doctor. How are you, Doctor?
Alhamdulillah, good. Where's Abdullah? Abdulaziz is here? No.
Not yet, Doctor.
All right, let's start. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا صالحا يقربنا إليك. Okay, so the CA projects, the written part of the CA project, task 1. I haven't had a chance to mark them yet, but hopefully, inshallah, so probably not tonight, but maybe tomorrow. So inshallah tomorrow, and on Saturday, I'll try to mark some of those, inshallah. And I'll send it back to you. So I'll mark it and I'll send it back to you. What I mean by marking is if there's any mistakes, like if you've made, for example, grammar mistakes or incomplete sentences, punctuation. If there's any mistakes, I'll correct the mistakes and I'll send it back to you, inshallah. But as for the marks, if you've written full sentences and you've written your sentences are on topic, you'll get the full 10 marks. Yeah, but for example, for each of the 4, you have about 2.5 marks for each idea. Yeah, so 2.5. You've got about 2.5 marks for each idea. So, for example, imagine for 3 of the ideas you wrote full sentences, and 1 of them you didn't. Then you lose those marks. Yeah, for not writing the full sentences. Yeah, so it'll be respective of how many full sentences you've written. Yeah, or how many sentences are on topic. Yeah, so imagine from the 12 sentences, you've got 10 sentences on topic and 2 are off topic. Yeah, marks will be deducted respectively. Yeah, but if not, if you've got 12 full sentences and they're all on topic, then there's no reason for you not to get the full 10 marks. And then next week we have the presentation. Yeah, so hopefully you before next week you'll have the updated copy. Yeah, so with my feedback. If there is any feedback, maybe some of you don't even need any feedback. Yeah, but if there's any feedback for me to give, you'll have the updated copy of your written piece, of your sentences, and you'll present that to the class. Yeah, but again, remember, no reading, and try to make it fluent. Yeah, so using connectives, transitions.
Doctor,
yes.
Permission to record, please.
You have permission. Okay, today we'll carry on with the book. Yeah, so again, next week you have the presentation. The first 50 students. Yeah, so if your number is from 1 to 50, you'll have your presentation on Wednesday, and if you'll have your presentation on Tuesday, and if your number is 51 to 101, you'll have your presentation on Wednesday. Okay, so we're still doing, what are we doing? The reading and writing, yes? Reading and writing, book 2. So can everyone open their reading and writing book, please? Okay, quick recap. Someone said something. Reading and writing, book 2.
What page, Doctor?
21 maybe.
A quick recap. Yeah, we'll do a quick recap. I think it's page 20 though. And there's something else. There's something that I missed as well, which might actually be helpful for you in the presentation. Okay, so we started Unit 1 in our last lesson, and our topic is why does something become popular? Why do people follow trends? And then we looked at the vocab or the vocabulary on page 4. We looked at the words clear, connect, contribute, express, find out, spread, and trend. Clear is something that is easy to see, yeah, or maybe easy to hear or easy to understand. Connect is to join something to some, or to join to something, yeah, or to join to someone, or to link to something, or to link to someone. Contribute is to give or be part of something. Express is to say or show how you feel. Find out is to discover information. Spread out or spread is to affect a large area. And trend is a general change or development. Yeah, a trend is something that people are doing. Yeah, a general change that is being followed by the masses. Then on page 8, we looked at the reading skill, identifying the main idea of a paragraph, and we said that the main idea, we'll find this in our topic sentence, and our topic sentence is normally the first sentence of the paragraph. It's normally the first sentence. It could be the second sentence. It could be the last sentence of the paragraph, but normally it's the first sentence. And this will have our main idea. Yeah, so our paragraph is talking about this. The whole paragraph will talk about this one thing. And we'll have the other sentences in the paragraph will be our supporting sentences, and they all go back to the same idea that was in the topic sentence. Okay, this thing we missed. Yeah, and this might be helpful for you in the project, in the presentation next week. Here, can you all see this on page 13?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, would someone like to read this? Putting ideas in order.
Maybe me. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead, Abdullah.
Putting ideas in order. Reading passages can be organized in a different way. Sometimes that most important ideas come first. We say that those passages are organized in order of
importance
of importance. Many reading passages in English are organized in
a linear sequence.
That is, ideas follow from one to other in regular order. Sometimes that sentence states the order clearly using single words like first first, second, next, then, or finally. Sometime the passages does not using those words when you are trying to remember a reading passages. Put the ideas in order as you read. Use the singular word to help you.
Signal
Words to help you.
Okay, thank you, Abdullah. Jazakallah khairan. So this is something that might help you in your presentation next week. Yes, Murad, why is your hand up?
No, but read down.
Oh, the second part. Okay. This is something that might help you in the presentation next week, and this is the use of signal words. Words that will, or you can call them transition words. You can call them signal words. You call them transitions, where you're moving from one idea to another idea. Or you're connecting sentences that have a similar idea. Yeah. So, for example, our paragraph, we said our one paragraph will be talking about how many ideas? How many ideas? One paragraph. Anyone? One idea. Yeah. So one paragraph will talk about one idea. So we want all of our sentences to talk about the same idea, but we can't just put sentences together. Yeah, we can't just have a sentence and another sentence, another sentence. The sentences need to connect. They need to be something that connects the sentences. And that's where these words come in. Yeah, the signal words, they help us connect these sentences together. Okay, and they've told us words like first. Yeah, so for example, in the presentation next week, you're talking my first idea, yeah, or first this, then second this, or secondly. You can say first or firstly, secondly, next. You can use then, finally. Other words like also. Yeah, it comes here also as well. Also. Other words like next to. Maybe not the two, but next.
And I think
you can also say and, possibly. That would be within one sentence though. Yeah, and with normally within one sentence. Yeah, all of these can come at another start of another sentence. Yeah, first, second, next, then, finally, also. Another thing you could say maybe.
I think so. We can say so.
So you could use so, yeah, depending on the sentence. Yeah, another thing. Yeah, and this word, so you could change another. It could be another thing, another reason, another idea. Yeah, depending on what you're talking about. Yeah, another way, possibly, depending on the sentence that you're talking, or depending on what you're explaining, you could use any of these. Yeah, another thing, another reason, another idea, another way. What else can we use? You said so. Yeah, depending on the sentence. Yeah, you can connect. If it's a cause, and so also because. Yeah, depending on what you're talking about. What else can we have? Anything else you can have?
Maybe for explaining, we can say come or something like that.
You can say what? Sorry.
Like come here or here, or I don't know. Like explaining to.
You can say, okay, here is an example. If you give me, I don't know, explain, but examples. Here is an example. Here is an example. Yeah, or you can say, for example. You can say, for example. Yeah, so this will allow you to connect your sentences. Yeah, rather than having 7 sentences, or in your case, the 12 sentences. Yeah, rather than having the 12 sentences, you're just reading out each sentence. No, you connect. Yeah, you can connect the sentences together. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Who wants to read? Murad? Was it Murad?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Look at that. The some link.
Signal.
signal words in this sentence form reading to. First, expenses, other
experts,
after, in fine sell, or accident, and purchases. Other containments also informal or project
purchases.
The third verb of sisal comes from crowd. Finally, then is the stylus
social. The
social proof of finders.
Okay, thank you, Murad. Friends, yes. Welcome. Okay, so we can see how they use these sentences. Okay, so they're talking about, what are they talking about? They're talking about the effect or the influence. Yeah, they're looking at the influence, how people influence our actions. Okay, and so rather than just saying experts often influence our actions and purchases, consumers influence our purchases, social proof comes from crowds. There is social proof. If you can use those, you can put those sentences together, but it's not flowing. Yeah, imagine we just cut this off. Yeah, and we cut this off as well, and that was our sentence. Social proof, we just cut this off, and there is. Yeah, these are 4 sentences, and you can just put them together, but it doesn't flow. Yeah, you can say experts often influence our actions and purchases, and then straight away you can say consumers influence our purchases, and then social proof comes from crowd. There is social proof of friends. Yeah, you can put it together, but it doesn't flow. So to make it flow, we'll use these words. First, experts often influence our actions and purchases. Other consumers also, so with also, influence our purchases. The third type of social proof comes from crowds. Finally, there is social proof of friends. Yeah, and it flows a lot more better, and it shows that you're connecting your ideas together. Yeah, you haven't just brought 4 sentences and put them together. There's actually some sort of idea that's connected. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, that means that help us to don't make that sentence weird. This is better to be transitional to the together.
Yeah, this is better so it's transitioning from one to another sentence. Okay, so that was something that we just missed. Yeah, that was something that we missed. Another thing that we took last time was the word families. Okay, so how you have many words that can be part of one family because the meaning is the same. Oh, sorry, the meaning is similar. Yeah, the meaning of these words are similar, so they're part of one family. So it could be a verb and a noun and an adjective and an adverb. They're all part of one family. Yeah, maybe you might not have one of them, maybe a verb, noun, and adjective only. Maybe you have only a verb and a noun. Yeah, but it's part of one family because they all come from one word. Yeah, all of these words will come from one root word. Sometimes, yeah, so it's not that common, but sometimes our noun and our verb may be spelt the same. Yeah, sometimes they may be spelt the same, but it's still, so there'd be a noun and a verb, and they're part of one word family. And sometimes a lot more words in what do you call it? In American English, they are spelled the same. Yeah. So, for example, if we have the word, I don't know, there was quite a few. License, for example. Yeah, the word license. License. Yeah, like a driving license. In English, we will change, if it's a verb, we'll use S. If it's a noun, we'll change it to a C. But in American English, no. In American English, they're both spelled with S, the noun and the verb. There's a few other words like this, yeah, where the S will change. In British English, we change the S to a C if it's a noun. But in American English, it won't. In American English, it will stay as an S. But in both cases, they will be part of one family. In both cases, they're still part of one family, but the spelling will be different. Yeah, so American English will stay as S, and British English will change it to a C. Then we look also on page 18, we looked at writing a descriptive paragraph. And with all paragraphs, we mentioned already, we have our topic sentence. We have all the supporting sentences talking about the same idea. Yeah, so a topic sentence with our idea. All the sentences talking about the same idea. And we should be using transitions. Yeah, so first, also, yeah, maybe and as well. Yeah, another thing. Yeah, or for example, yeah, e.g. Okay, so we use your transitions between your supporting sentences, and then we finish off with a concluding sentence. With a descriptive paragraph, we're trying to describe something. Yeah, so we have a thing that we're trying to describe. So we will be using. Okay, so the first thing is our topic sentence. We'll have our topic, the thing that we're describing, and what we want to say about it. Yeah, so this whole paragraph, what are we going to be talking about this one thing? Yeah, so these exciting events, what exactly do we want to talk about these? When it comes to these exciting events, what are we trying to tell the readers? Yeah, what are we trying to explain? That's what you would write in your controlling idea. And all of this together will be your topic sentence. Yeah, so this is your main idea. Your controlling idea, you could say, is your main idea. Okay, and then the rest of your paragraph, throughout the rest of the paragraph, you'll be using a lot of adjectives. A lot of adjectives and a lot of details. Yeah, because you're trying to describe something. So you'll use, and to describe, we use adjectives. Yeah, so you have a lot of adjectives and a lot of details. Okay, let's take one. We haven't taken an activity. Let's take one of these activities, maybe. Yeah, this should be very simple. Yeah, let's do this as a class. Shall I read the model paragraph, circle the circle parts of the paragraph, either topic sentence, or supporting sentence, or concluding sentence. Okay, so what can we say? Our first sentence will normally be what? This one, psychologists say that social proof influences us.
Topic sentence.
Yeah. TS. Yeah. So even without reading it, we already know that most likely that will be our topic sentence. Okay. One example of this is a sidewalk experiment. This would be what?
Support.
Supporting.
Supporting. It's supporting. What is it supporting?
Example.
To that topic.
It's going back to the topic. Yeah. It's supporting the effect of social proof. You know, it's talking about social proof, and they've given an example of this is a sidewalk experiment. What about this? When a group of, well, let's read the whole thing first. Would someone like to read the whole thing? No? Shall I read it? Okay, the paragraph says, psychologists say that social proof influences us. Social proof is how other people's actions influence us. When we are not sure what to do, we look at what others are doing. The actions of other people are the proof of the right thing to do. One example of this is a sidewalk experiment. If you stand still on a busy sidewalk and look up, no one will copy your actions. As one person, you probably won't influence others. But social researchers discovered something interesting in New York City. When a group of 4 people looked up at the sky on a busy sidewalk, 80% of the passers-by looked up also. The passers-by thought the 4 people must know something special. A group of people influences the behavior of others. Okay, so this whole paragraph is talking about, what's it talking about?
Physical says the social proof.
It's a social proof. It's talking about social proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, social proof and the effect of this. Yeah, social proof influencing us. Okay, so we said one example is our supporting sentence. What about this one? When a group of 4 people look up at the sky on a busy sidewalk, 80% of the passers-by look up also. Another supporting sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going back to the same thing. Social proof influencing us. Okay, and then the last one, a group of people influences the behavior of others.
It will be CS.
It will be our concluding sentence. Excellent, Abdullah. Is there only Abdullah in the class? Where's everyone else? Huh? No one else in the class? You're also in the class. Okay, only Abdullah is answering. So it's all clear, yeah? Everyone understands this?
Yes.
Okay, this is interesting though. Yeah, have any of you thought about this social proof? If you're walking down the road and you saw 4 people looking up, would you also look up? What do you think?
What do we think about it?
If you are walking down the road, imagine you're on the road now, and you see a group of 4 people and they're all looking up. Will you also look up?
Maybe.
Of course.
Yeah.
Most likely, yeah. Most likely you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the one before that, if there was one person looking up, most probably not. Yeah, most probably you will. Yeah, and this is what they mean by social proof. Yeah, when a lot of people are doing things, then it encourages other people to do it as well. Okay, let's go to page 21. Yeah, we have the grammar on page 21. We're looking at the present continuous. Okay, would someone like to read this? The present
Can I read it,
continuous?
sir?
Yes, go ahead, Fahad.
Use the present continuous to talk about activities in progress at the time of writing or that have started but no finished. Moise is talking on the phone. He is finding out the arrival time activities in progress. We are learning about how ideas spread. Activity started but not finished. The new trend is
You can say contributing or contributing. Yeah, contributing.
Contributing to either
Higher.
to higher classes. Change in progress.
Okay,
the
stop there.
Continues.
Thank you, Fahad. Jazakallah khairan. So we're looking now at the present continuous. Have they not mentioned? Okay, so the present continuous, we're looking at actions that are in progress. Yes, something that is continuous, something that's happening. So if we have a timeline, yeah, we have an action that has started Let's use a different color. An action that started and it's continuing. Yeah. So this action, it could either be it started now, yeah, and it's continuing, or it's something that started before. Yeah, it's something that started before and it continued until now. Yeah, so it's an action that has not stopped. Yeah, it's something that is carrying on. So it's either something that's happening right now, yeah, in the time of writing. Yeah, so it's something that's happening now. Yeah, and it's ongoing. He's talking. It's ongoing. Or it's something that started already, but it hasn't finished. So it started before. We are learning about something, but up until now it hasn't finished. Yeah, it's still going on. Yeah, is that clear? So it's an action that is ongoing. Yeah, an action now in the present, an action in the present in now, and it's ongoing. Murad, why do you have celebration? Okay, what's our structure for this? They haven't given us the structure. We have our subject plus our verb be plus what?
Verb ing.
ing.
Verb with
Verb
ing.
ing.
Good. Yeah, verb with ing.
Same present symbol.
No, present
Present
progressive.
Yeah.
Is it the same as present progressive? Have you covered present progressive? No, you haven't.
Plus B.
This is present progressive. Sorry, not present perfect. You haven't done present perfect, have you? Present continuous is also present progressive. This is a different name for the same thing. Yeah, present continuous, present progressive.
Yes.
Yeah, two names for the same thing. Is this the same as present simple?
Not really. Just ing.
No, present simple. So what, for present simple, we say what? Subject plus?
Plus verb.
Plus a verb, okay. That's it, yeah? Subject plus a verb. This is our present simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our verb may have an S. Yeah, so Muhammad eats. Yeah, so if it was he, she, or it, then we'll add the S. Muhammad eats, I eat. Muhammad, she studies, or you study. Yeah, so it's our subject plus a verb. So it's different. This is present simple and present continuous, or you can call it present progressive. We have our verb be, and we have a verb with ing. Our verb be will be what? This is the same. If you're going to look at similarity, this is the same as the past progressive or past continuous.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the past continuous, what do we say for past continuous?
S, I think, and
Have you done past continuous already or no?
no, we didn't.
You haven't. Okay, let's leave this then. You haven't done past continuous. Okay, what's our verb be? Our verb be is what?
Are and is and
Okay, good. Could be are, it could be am, or it could be is.
and was were.
Okay, so this is no, and we're talking about the present.
Oh,
Yeah, so in the present,
I forgot.
in the present, it could be are, am, or is.
In the past, was were.
Okay, so that will be the difference between the present continuous and the past continuous. They're exactly the same. The only difference would be this verb be. So in the present, we'll say I. Yeah, the example here, Moiz, yeah, or he is talking. We are learning. I am studying. In the past, yes, so that would be the present. The past, the same thing, but we just change the verb be to was and were. So instead of Moiz is talking, Moiz was talking. Or instead of we are learning, it would be we were learning. Instead of I am studying, I was studying. Yeah, so that's the only difference. The only difference between present continuous and the past continuous is our verb be. Okay, so remember, for the present continuous, the verb be is either are, am, or is. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
And our verb with ing, and we don't need to add any s or anything. Yeah, the only thing that is changing is this, the verb be. So when do we use is with what?
With he
And
she and it.
she, and it. Yeah, or you can say with the singular.
Yeah.
And when do we use am?
I.
I am. Yeah, I am studying. So he is studying. She is studying. It is. I don't know. It is studying. Not really. Okay. I am studying. Okay. And when do we use are?
You, we, they.
You are studying. We are studying. And they are studying. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So would someone like to read the next part?
Can I read?
Bashar, yeah, go ahead. Is Bashar or Abdullah? Abdullah, go ahead. Yeah.
Use the present continuous with words like today, our, this week, our time, produce.
Periods, time periods.
Periods. Aronad, the present. This week I am studying for exams. These days more guests are reciting their reusing their tools and hotels.
Okay, just stop there, Abdullah. Thank you. In the present continuous, when we're using this form, the present continuous, we will use words like today or this week. Yeah, any sort of time period which means now. Yeah, anything which means around this time now. Yeah, so it's not something that was in the past. It's not something that's in the future. It's something now. Yeah, so either today or this week or this month. So something that is now and continuing. So for example, I am studying, we can say this week. This week I am studying. Guests are reusing these days. Yeah, so during these days. So any sort of time period which is around now. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, would someone like to read the next part?
Yeah.
Me.
Hamad, yeah, go ahead.
Yes. To from the present continuous, use the verb be and then the ing from of the main verb. If the verb ends in e, delete the e and add ing. Using, changing, losing.
Okay, stop there, Hamad. Jazakallah khairan. So we said already the structure is our subject plus our verb be, yeah, which in the present continuous would either be are, am, or is, plus our verb with ing. Okay, now our verb with ing, so all we're doing normally, we're adding ing. So eat, we have our verb eat. What do? Just add ing, yeah, eating. Sleep, what do we do? Sleeping. Okay, but if we have a verb that ends with e, yeah, so for example, use. And this is the silent e. Yeah, if it has a silent e, then what do we do?
Change it to ing.
Okay, so we remove the e, take away the e, and we'll add ing. Yeah, so you Zing. Again, change. Yeah, it ends with a silent E. Then we remove the E, add ing. Lose, again, ends with a silent E. Yeah, we'll change it, and we'll remove it and add ing. The reason I'm saying it has a silent E because some words don't have a silent E, like the verb be, for example. Our verb be, the E is not silent. Yeah, we're saying E, yeah, be. So what do? We keep the E, yeah, being. So this only applies if the E is the silent E. Yeah? So use, there's no sound of E. Change, again, there's no E sound. Lose, there's no E sound. Yeah, but if you have an E sound in the letter, in the word, yeah, B, E, the E sound, then you won't take it away. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Ibrahim, you want to read the next part?
Yes, doctor. Use the present continuous. Talk about change. For example, change, becoming, growing, increasing. TV ads are becoming like short moves. The movies. The lyrics.
That's an I. Internet.
Internet is change. The way companies
advertise.
Oh, advertise.
Yeah, advertise. Thank you, Ibrahim. So they're just showing, again, this is the same thing. It's our present continuous. They're saying if you're talking about change, yeah, this is, to be honest, I don't really know why they've mentioned this. If you're talking about a change, you just use words like change, yeah, changing, or become, yeah, becoming, grow, growing, increasing. This has nothing to do with present continuous. It has nothing to do with the actual form, present continuous form. Yeah, this is giving one example of change. Yeah, so rather than using you can use the word change, like changing, or you can use one of the synonyms. Yeah, instead of using change, you can use a different word like becoming, growing, increasing. Yeah, but the structure is still the same. Yeah, so we'll have our subject, TV ads, then our verb be, are, and then our verb with ing. Yeah, the structure is still the same. There's no difference. Again, the internet is our subject, is our verb be, and changing is verb with ing. In the first one, why did we say are? Why TV ads are?
Maybe because S.
Because of the S, TV ads, yeah, plural. So if we're using plural, and because TV ads, we can replace this with they. Yeah, they. Yeah. And the second one, the internet, is singular, yes? Singular.
Yes.
And we can replace it with it. So it is. Okay, would someone like to read the last part?
Me.
Is it in? Yeah, go ahead.
Some verb are used less commonly in the present continuous and often are not
appropriate
in academic writing. For example, now want, need, understand, like, love, believe, see, believe, see, hear. I want to go with you, but I am studying right now.
No, I'm studying right now. Okay. Thank you, Azadin. This word is no, yeah? No. and love.
No.
No, love. What is the link between this and present continuous? Okay, maybe saying I am wanting. Yeah, okay. So some verbs, and these are what we call stative verbs. Yeah? So some verbs like know, want, need, understand, like, love, believe, see here. These words, we don't use them in the present continuous. So we won't say knowing or wanting or needing, understanding, liking, loving, believing, seeing, hearing. Yeah, in the present continuous, we might. Sometimes it's common when we're speaking. Yeah, we might use some of these, but when it comes to writing, you won't use them. So instead of that, we'll use the present simple. Yeah, so we won't, for these verbs, we won't say I am knowing. You just say I know. Yeah, so even though it's an action which is happening now and it's continuous. Yeah, so it's an action that's happening and it's continuous. It hasn't stopped. We'll still use the present simple form. Yeah, because these words, they're not that common in the present continuous. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So for these, we won't say I am knowing. We'll say I know. We won't say I am wanting. We'll say I want. We won't say I am seeing. We'll say I see. Yeah, even though it's continuous, even though it's happening continually. Clear?
Yes, that means if we wanted to use it, we should use first sentence to present simple, and then we use another sentence for the continuous. I think like that.
No, it could be the other way. It's just these verbs. So these verbs, they don't come in present continuous. Yeah. So even this sentence, if we switch to the other way around, I'm studying right now, but I want to go with you.
Oh.
Yeah. We can. It's the same both ways. Whether you started with this or you end with this, it's just these verbs. Yeah. These verbs, they don't come in the present continuous.
Yes.
Yeah. So even though the meaning is continuous. Yeah. When you say I want to go with you, it means now and continuous. Yeah. I want to come with you. But so the meaning is continuous, but we don't use the continuous form. Is that clear?
Yeah. Thank you.
Everyone else, is that clear to everyone?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can answer some of these questions. What is going on here? It says read the paragraph and circle the verbs in the present continuous. Then answer the questions, compare your answers with a partner. Okay, so you need to go through this whole paragraph and you're circling any verb that is in the present continuous. Yeah, so any verb that you see which is present continuous, and how will you know if it's present continuous?
With ing.
Ing. Yeah, we're looking for a verb that has ing. Okay, so just go through that. Yeah, or should we do it as a class? So let's go through it as a class. Or take a minute. Go on. Take a minute to do it by yourself. Yeah, so just go through the whole paragraph quickly. Any words that you see present continuous, just circle it. Okay, have you finished that? Eid, can you give me the first answer?
Are making.
Okay, good. Yeah, so our verb be, are, and the verb with ing are making. Excellent. Hamid?
Are using.
Are using, where is that? The companies are, the verb be, plus using, good. Mansoor?
Doing.
Where is doing? Okay, are, yeah. What are others? So what others are, so our verb be plus doing. I think there's one more. Ibrahim.
I can answer.
Who's saying can answer?
Hisham.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are using.
Are using again, yeah? So more and more people. Are our verb be plus a verb with ing, using. Yeah, there's nothing else, is there? No.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Yeah, okay, so those are our four verbs in the present continuous.
Believe.
Sorry?
Believe. No.
Sorry?
Believe. This present continuous.
Sorry, say that again.
Believe. Believe this present continuous.
Where? Believe? Where's believe?
Sentence.
This is believe?
Yeah.
Because of what we said before. No, but they want it in the form, yeah, with ing. Yeah. But excellent, good. Yeah. So this would also come. Yeah, it will fall under it, but it's not we're looking for the structure. We're looking for the verb be plus ing. Yeah, excellent. There's nothing else, is there?
Yeah, I think that's all.
That's all. Okay. Okay, why is it in the first sentence? Okay, let's see if we can answer these questions. Says, why is the present continuous? And this goes back to what we said here. Okay, the reasons we use present continuous, it's either something that's happening right now, yeah, at the time of writing, something happening now, or it's something that's already started. Yeah, it started before, but it hasn't finished. So it's either something starting right now, and it's continuing, or it's something that happened in the past, but it's up until now, it's still happening. Okay, so the question says, why is the present continuous used in the first sentence? Yes, our first sentence here. Nowadays, more and more companies are making advertisements that involve their customers. And that's why they're using the present continuous here.
What? No.
Okay, is it an action that's happening all the time? Or is it an action that's taking place at the time of writing? Or is it an action that is completed? More and more companies are making advertisements. Does anyone have an answer?
Can I answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
B.
Okay, B, the action is taking place at the time of writing.
No.
Okay, does everyone agree? Yeah, the action taking place right now?
No.
No, just right.
No, I think C, doctor.
C, the action is completed. Nowadays, more and more companies are making, finished.
A, doctor.
A, the action happens all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's something that's ongoing. Yeah, and it's something that it's not just now. Yeah. Yeah, so because what is B saying? B is saying that right now, they are making advertisements. But we don't know. They might not be making it right now, but it's something that's happening around now. Yeah? Is that clear?
Yeah.
So if you're saying B means right now it's happening. But we don't know. We don't know if it's happening right now. Yeah? What we're talking about is something that's generally happening. Yeah? Something that generally happens. Okay, number 3. Why is the present continuous not used in this sentence? Researchers believe social proof is the idea behind this trend. Okay, so what do we say here? Yeah, which is what someone said. Yeah, the belief. Yeah, go ahead.
Doctor.
Yeah.
C.
Yeah. Who's saying can I? You're going to say C as well?
Yes.
C.
Yeah, C.
Yeah,
Excellent. Yeah, so so believe is one of the verbs, yeah, that we said we don't use in the present continuous. Yeah, we don't use in that form. Yeah, so know, want, need, understand, like, love, and believe. Yeah, believe is one of those words or one of the verbs that we don't use in the present continuous. Okay, let's go to activity B. They want us to complete each sentence with the present continuous of the word in the parentheses. So the word they've given us here in the brackets: use, follow, copy, buy, complain, spread, improve, love, be. And he's saying, remember to also add the correct form of the verb be. So these words, we want to change them into present continuous, and also we need to add the verb be. Yeah, and also pay attention to the words at the bottom as well. Yeah, pay attention to these words again. Know, want, need, understand, love, like, believe. Shall we take this as a class, or you need time to do it by yourself?
As class.
For the class.
Yeah, we'll take it as a class. Okay. Munir?
Can I are using?
Companies are using. Yeah, does everyone agree? Are using?
Yes.
Okay, and how do you spell using?
Without E.
Without E, good. Yeah, without E. Fayhan?
Yes, doctor. Are following.
Are following. Yeah, good. Following. Rakan?
Number 3.
Yeah, number 3.
Are copying.
Are copying. Good. Yeah, are copying with ing. Number 4. Go ahead, Muhammad Rashid.
Are buying. Are buying.
Are buying.
Yes.
Yeah, are buying. Nasir? Nasir Suwailim with us, yeah.
Are complaining.
Are complaining. Good. Okay, customers are complaining. Muhammad Talal?
Is spreading.
Okay, so you're saying, why are you saying is? Yeah, through the online videos, Blend Tech. Why are we saying is? Why do we say is?
Yeah, because the
Blend Tech is one company, yeah? One company is. Okay, Mishal?
Are improving.
The company are improving, yeah, everyone?
No.
No.
Is.
No.
Yeah, because again, one company is improving. How do you spell improving?
Without
E and add
Without E.
Yeah.
Good, yeah, without E, and yeah, take away remove the E and add ing. Okay, number 8, Mishari Fahad.
We are losing.
We are losing. How do you spell losing?
Yeah, without E.
Without E. Okay, number 9. متعب. المتعب ولا متعب؟ متعب.
You are being.
You are being. Okay, you are being. Yeah, and remember we said about being. Why do we not remove the E?
Because of the sound.
Because of the sound. Yeah, it has the E sound, so we don't remove it. Is that the end? Any more on the next page? Okay, so that's the end of Unit 1. Yeah, so alhamdulillah, we've completed Unit 1. Any questions about Unit 1? No?
I think everything clear.
Everything's clear? Okay, let's go to the second unit. We're looking at psychology. How do colors affect our behavior? So this is the question that we're looking at. The whole unit should be about this. Yeah, colors affecting our behavior. We have 3 questions here. What's your favorite color and why? Why do you like that color? The second one, imagine you walk into a room that has yellow walls. How will that make you feel? So all of the walls are yellow. How will you feel? And then look at the photo. Describe how it makes you feel. Do you think that you would have a different reaction if the walls were a different color? Why do they give the same color? It's orange, yellow. Yeah, so question 2 and 3 are very similar. 2 and 3 are very similar. If you would like to answer this, raise your hands, please. Yeah, or keep your hands raised. Okay, Fahad Al-Atif. Would you like to answer this?
Number 1.
Any of them? Yeah, go ahead. Number 1, yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Fahad.
No, I don't have answer.
No answer. Oh, number 2 or 3 if you have. Eid, you want to answer any of those?
Number 1, what is your favorite color? I like yellow color.
Okay, yellow is your favorite color.
Yeah.
Is there a reason? To that or no?
What?
Is there a reason behind yellow being your favorite color?
Yeah.
Why?
Beautiful.
Sorry?
I didn't know the word English.
You don't have to explain it. Okay, just think about how you might be able to explain in English, and then maybe you can answer it later. Abdul Malik?
Yes, doctor.
You want to answer any of these? 1, 2, or 3?
1.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
What's your favorite color? It's black.
Why is that?
Because I just like it.
You just like it. Okay. Sometimes there's no reason. Sometimes there is no reason. Some people like certain color.
Yes.
Yeah, so for example, even myself, my favorite color is probably blue and cream. Or my favorite 2 colors, blue and cream. Yeah, but there's not really. I can't really think of a reason why. Munir.
Yes, number 1 is blue. I think it is interesting.
Okay. Yeah, you like blue because it's an interesting color. Yeah. And maybe it's also a color of coolness, the sky. Abdullah Abdulaziz.
Yes. Can I ask answer to the topic? How the colors affects our?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. Which is similar. It's similar to maybe number 3 anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Maybe if there's something like someone wanted to be like room is so scared, like he put it the red color. And
if they want to be a what? Sorry, if they wanted to be a?
If he wanted maybe a room. If he wanted to be like the room.
To color a room, yeah. If you want to color a room, yeah.
Yeah, maybe if he wanted to put it red, maybe he wanted to scare someone. Or if he wanted to be active, maybe green or yellow, like
okay.
Give happy more.
Okay, so the color, you're saying depending on the color, it affects our behavior, it affects how we feel. Yeah. Good.
Maybe if he's black, maybe he wanna sad. I think like that.
Yeah, maybe. And that happens quite often as well. Like I don't know, not here, but in the West generally, when they're mourning someone's death, it's always normally black. But when it's like a wedding, then it's white. Yeah, wedding is white. When it's come to do with death, it's always black. Yeah, so maybe sadness. Yeah. Hisham?
And I think that helps them to don't say we are happy, but just the colors, you can know what they do.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not only affecting their behavior, but it's also affecting how others view them as well. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Hisham.
My favorite color, I think, green, because the nature color.
The color of nature. Yeah. Good. Excellent. Yes, Yazid.
The first question. Navy blue, Doctor.
What, navy blue?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Why?
Because I think it's formal and accessible for all colors.
Okay. So navy blue, because it's a formal. Maybe it's the most formal of all the colors. Yeah, and it's, maybe acceptable. Yeah, by everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Excellent. Rakan.
I like blue because it's easy to look. It is a calm color.
Okay, nice. It's a calm color. It's pleasing to look at.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyone who looks at it, it's pleasing to them. Nice, good. Abdullah Dhafiri.
Okay. Number 1.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your favorite color? It's red.
Why?
Because the strong always wear it.
Okay. So maybe a color of strength, possibly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't it more a color of like death? Yeah, or maybe death is linked to strength. Maybe. Yeah, possibly. Okay, nice. Anas.
Number 1.
Green.
Green.
What color? Sorry, gray.
Green. أخضر. Green.
Green. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, green.
Why do you like that? Explain. Me chest.
Sorry, say that again.
Explain me chest.
Explains the feelings inside you.
Yes.
Okay. So green is a color that will allow you to express your feelings. Okay, nice. Munir.
Yes.
You want to answer any of these?
But number 2. But
yeah, go ahead.
About yellow or blue.
Number 2 is about yellow. It's talking about yellow walls. But number 3, you could say number 3 because the wall is yellow. So if it was blue, what would be the difference? Or how would yellow make you feel if you went into a room that's yellow?
About yellow, I don't know.
Okay, but if it's blue, how would you feel if it was blue?
Blue feels makes me calm or relaxed.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so blue. If it was blue, it make you relaxed, calm, feel at peace. Excellent. Ibrahim.
Number 2, make me feel nervous.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, yellow might make you feel nervous. Yeah. Okay, good, excellent. Yazid.
I already answered.
Oh, you already answered. Your hand was up from before. Fahad Atif, your hands up from before.
Number 1, Doctor.
Yeah, go ahead.
White color.
Why is that?
Because it makes me feel optimistic.
Nice. Yeah, white makes you feel optimistic, makes you feel positive. Maybe also pure as well. It's a color of purity, of being clean, maybe. Faisal?
Yeah, doctor. Number one. My favorite color is silver.
Ah, okay, interesting. Yeah, why?
I think it fits for everything. Car or room or anything.
Okay, it makes things nice and fancy, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, you could use it to decorate things. It maybe adds value to something. Yeah, nice. Okay, Safi?
Number one, Doctor.
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite color? My favorite color it is black. Why do you like it? Because I think the color black, the king, the colors.
Okay, so black is a royal color. Yeah, or the color of
Yes.
kings. Yeah?
Yes.
Interesting. Like in cards, yeah, you have the spades and what's the other one? Spades and clubs. They're both black. Yeah, maybe. Bashar?
Question one, Doctor. My favorite color blue.
And why is that?
Because it's my favorite club color.
Ah, okay. What is that? Ahli?
الهلال.
Al-Hilal is blue. Huh? Okay. So if Al-Hilal changed the color, then you will change your color as well, huh?
Yes, with الهلال.
Yeah, with whatever Al-Hilal changes, you will change your color. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Rakan?
Number two, was will probably make my feel warm and happy.
Nice.
It is cheerful color.
Okay, good. Yeah, so it might make you feel warm, make you feel a bit happy. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So being similar to happy, being cheerful. Yeah. Rakan, do you have the answer book?
What?
Do you have the teacher's answer book?
No.
You don't? MashaAllah, your answer was word for word from the teacher's book.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's no problem in having teacher's book. Yeah, okay. I've mentioned this to my students before. The teacher's book, you'll find it online, yeah, or you might find it online. There's no harm in having the answers, yeah, from the answer book. But first of all, you try yourself. Yeah, you try to use your own. For example, like this, yeah, you try to explain it from yourself first, and then you can check your answers. Or if we were doing an activity, yeah, like the grammar activity or the vocabulary activity, don't use the teacher's book. You try to answer yourself first, yeah, and then you can check your answers using the teacher's book. Okay, Mishari, you want to answer? No? Yeah, go ahead, Murad.
I like green and white color because increase the following Saudi Arabia.
It's the what? Sorry, it's that?
Increases the flowing Saudi Arabia.
What's treases? Treases?
Don't know.
The flag. Ah, yes. Okay, flag. So green and white, okay. Yeah, because it's the colors of the Saudi Arabian flag. Yes. Good.
Yes,
okay, we'll take one last one. Yeah. Go ahead, Mishari.
Mishari, can I answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Favorite color, blue. It's the color of the sky and the sea, and gives comfort and beauty to the eye.
Okay, nice. Yeah, the color of the sky. It's also the color of the sea. And it's pleasing to look at. It gives comfort to the eyes. It's pleasing. And what was the last thing you said? Pleasing to look at. Yeah, it gives comfort to the eyes. Nice. Okay, we'll stop there. Yeah, let's go to the next page. We have the first set of vocabulary. So we're looking at a reading. What colors do you like to wear? We may not have time to do the reading, but these are words from the reading. Okay, they've given us 8 words: affect, character, culture, psychology, represent, unaware, and universal, and variety. Yeah, they've given us 8 words, and they've given us the definitions below. So the meanings could either be a picture, example, or sign of something, to make someone or something change in a particular way, or to influence someone or something. A number of different kinds of things, ideas, beliefs, the ways of doing things, involving everyone in the world, or not knowing or noticing someone or something. That's only 6. Where's the next? There are 2 more on the next page. The study of the mind, and the qualities that make someone or something different. Yeah, so just take about 5 minutes. Yeah, so read these sentences and see if you can answer the questions.
Doctor, did you take the attendance?
I haven't. No, I haven't taken the attendance. So while you do this, yeah, I'll take the attendance. And again, if you have the teacher's book, yeah, try to answer yourself. Answer yourself first, and then you can check your answers. Yeah, this is for your own benefit because it doesn't affect me. Yeah, whether you use the teacher's book or not, it's for your own benefit. Yeah, so try to answer the question yourself, and then if you want to look at your answers and check your answers, that's fine. Yeah, and while you do that, I'll take the attendance. How are you, Muhammad? Why are you so quiet today?
Sorry for that. I was.
You're eating.
No, not eating. I was with my father.
Okay, so everyone, page 28. Yeah, just do the activity, and I'll take the attendance at the same time. So just listen out for your numbers, please. What's the day? 18th. November. Number 1. 2.
I am here, doctor.
3.
Present, doctor.
4.
Present, doctor.
5.
Here,
6.
doctor.
5. Yeah. Yeah. 7.
Present.
8.
Present, doctor.
Oh, what happened there? So I'm just lowering your hands here so I can see the attendees. Yeah, so Waleed, I just lowered your hand. Okay. 7 is here. 8.
Present, doctor.
9.
Present, doctor.
10.
Present.
12.
Present.
12. Can you just read? No, who was 10? Muhammad?
Me.
Yeah, can you just rename yourself, please? 14.
Present.
15.
Present.
17. 17. 18.
Present.
19.
Present.
20.
Present.
21. 22.
Present.
23.
Present.
25. Knife, you should be here, no? Knife, wasn't he answering questions? Knife. 26.
Present.
27. 28,
Present.
29,
Present. 27.
29, 30,
Present.
31,
Present.
32,
Present.
33,
Present. Oh.
34.
Don't
Huh? Sorry? 34, 35, 36.
Present.
Can you rename yourself, please, yeah, Mohammed?
لخبطت.
With what? 33 is not, you're not here? 33?
36 present.
Okay. Mohammed, can you rename yourself, please, yeah? Mohammed Atif. Mohammed. Yeah, can you just rename yourself? Yeah, rename your thing. Is that clear? Mohammed Atik, can you rename yourself on Zoom?
غير اسمك في زوم.
غير اسمك في زوم يقول.
37.
Present.
38.
Present.
39.
I'm here.
40.
محمد ناهي حاضر دكتور.
41 present.
42. 43. 44.
44 present.
45. 46.
Present.
47. 48.
Present.
49. 50.
Yes, present 50.
51.
Present.
53.
Present.
55. 57.
Present.
Dictor 55 present.
Sorry?
55 present.
55 is present. 59. 58, sorry.
Present.
59.
Present.
60.
Present.
61. 62.
Present.
63.
Present.
64. 65.
Present.
65.
No.
66.
Present.
68.
Present.
69. 70.
Present, Doctor.
Mathanna, why are you so quiet? You haven't participated in like 1 month. I don't think you participated. Yeah, I should take this off, huh?
I didn't
Should I
have
remove the star?
any room quiet in the home.
Huh? There's no quiet rooms in the house. But I think it's been about a month. You haven't participated for about a month. 71. 72.
The present is 71.
72.
Present.
73.
Present.
74.
Present.
75.
Present.
76.
Present, Doctor.
77.
Present.
78.
Present.
79. 80. 81.
Present.
Abu Rakan, huh?
Yes.
Today is Rakan's father. 82. 83.
Present 83.
84. 85.
Present, Doctor.
Doctor, 80. I present.
84 is 18, 85, yeah? 80?
Yes.
Oh, 80 is here, yeah.
Yes.
Only it. 86. 87. 88.
Present.
89.
حاضر.
90.
Present, Doctor.
91.
Present.
92. 94. 95.
Present, Doctor.
95. 96. 97. Is it 97 in present? 97?
Yeah, 97.
98.
Present, doctor.
99.
Present, doctor.
100.
Present, doctor.
And 100. Okay, 96, Abdullah. 92. 87. 87, Abdulaziz. 86, Muhammad. 84, Muhammad. 79, Muhammad. 69, Fahad. 65, Fahad. 49, Faris. 47, Fahad. 45, Khalid. 43, Ashaq. 33, Muhammad. 25, Naif.
84 دكتور محمد التمامي.
Where were you, Muhammad? You just joined the class now? Huh? You joined the class now, isn't it? So you guys late.
Yes, I have apartment.
Huh? You were sleeping?
No, apartment.
Appointment?
أحد يقول له موعد.
Yeah, you had an appointment. Send it to me. Send it on WhatsApp. 17, Faisal.
Okay.
Yeah, 17, Faisal.
Present, doctor.
And 1, Fahad.
Doctor.
Yes.
I have a question, please.
Yeah.
What does the color red mean?
The red, it just means someone who they participate later. Yeah, so this they need to participate a bit more. Yeah. Should I change Muthana to red? What do you think? Huh? Should I change Muthana to red?
Why, doctor?
So you can participate more. Or just leave it black. Shall I be nice and leave it black?
Okay.
Which one?
Still black.
Keep it black.
Keep it black.
Yeah, but try to, whenever you can, try to participate more. Okay? All right. Sure. Okay, so hopefully you all finish this then. Just raise your hands if you want to answer. Okay, go ahead, Hamid. Hamid al-Muhsin. I can't hear you, Hamid. No, still can't hear you. Eid? Yeah, I can hear you, but it's quiet.
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
Number 5 is A.
Number 5, represent?
Yes, A.
Yeah, so the color red has many meanings. It can represent danger. It can also represent anger, or it can represent action. So represent means
my apartment in WhatsApp.
You did? Okay.
Can you give me
number 1 effect B.
Number 1 is B, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, the weather can affect us. When it's cold or raining, many people feel sad. It can change something in a particular way. Okay, good. Mohammed Talal.
Number 7, universal, answer E.
Okay, where is number 7? It's a universal belief that friendship is important. I don't know anyone who doesn't think so. You're saying C? E.
Answer E.
Okay.
E.
Involving everyone, yeah? Universal, involving everyone. Okay, good. Rakan?
Yes, Doctor. Number 7.
Number 7 is done. Universal is done. Do you have another one, Rakan?
No.
No? Okay, no worries. Faisal Saleh?
Yes, Doctor. Is F number 6.
F
Unaware.
is number 6. Okay, unaware. Talal is unaware of how loudly he speaks. He doesn't know. He doesn't know or notice something. Okay, good. Excellent. Who was that? Faisal Umar?
Number 3, D.
Number 3, culture. You're saying is D? It was hard for him to understand some things about American culture. So American ideas, American beliefs. Okay, good. Izzuddin? There's 2 more on the next page though, yeah? There was
emotions.
There's no emotions. Where's emotions?
لا دقيقة دكتور. represent.
Yeah, okay. No, anything else? The answer for C or G or H? No? Okay, no worries. Abdullah Nasir? Number 4 is G. Okay, so she wants to study psychology. Interested in the way that people think and act. She wants to study psychology, studying the mind, yeah, and studying the way that people behave. Okay, good. Bashar?
Yes, Doctor. H character. I think character. Number 2.
Character. Yeah, this one is even though it's spelled CH, we don't say character, we say character. Yeah, character. Although Ahmed, yeah, character. Although Ahmed is Jamal's brother, his character is completely different. The qualities that make someone or something different. Okay, character is your actions. So the word, again, the word character, it can have multiple meanings. So character is the way you act, yeah, or the quality that you have, the qualities that you have. Yeah, so you could say character is same as qualities, or character can also have the meaning of actor. Character also has the meaning of actor. Okay, and then the last one, Fayhan. Oh, Walid, go ahead, Walid. You had your hand up from before.
Yeah, Doctor. C, variety.
C is variety. There are a variety of fun activities, a number of different kinds of things. Okay, good. So these are our answers. A is represent, B affect, C variety, D culture, E universal, F unaware, G psychology, and H character. We won't do the reading. Yeah, we won't go to the reading. Now, can everyone go to page 33, please? Yeah, the reading skill on page 33. And this is again is similar to okay, no, it's not the same. Yeah, okay, so reading skill, page 33. Getting meaning from context. Okay, would someone like to read this?
Can I?
Can I read, Victor?
Who's saying can I? Bashar, have you read already, Bashar?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Can someone else who is saying can I read?
And I, Munir.
Munir, have you read already?
Yes.
Anyone else? Would anyone else like to read? Fahad, you haven't read it, have you? Fahad Qasim.
Yes, can I?
Okay, go ahead, Fahad Qasim.
Okay. If you find a word you don't know in a text, you can use the context to help you understand the meaning of the word. The context is the word other words near the noun word. Context.
The unknown, yeah, near the unknown.
Unknown.
Okay, and then the examples?
It was joyful celebration. Everyone was very happy. The red sign told me that there was danger and some possibility of injury. Injury.
Mm-hmm.
From the context, you can understand that the word joyful means very happy. From the example, you can understand the danger means a chance that someone might get hurt.
Okay, thank you, Fahad. Jazakallah khairan. So this is, we're trying to understand the meaning of a word. Okay, we're trying to understand the meaning of words. So, for example, you're reading something, and this will also help you in the exam. Yeah, so in the exam, you'll have a reading activity that you need to do, but you may not understand all the words. Yeah, you'll understand most of the words, but you may not understand all of the words in the reading, and you don't have access to a dictionary. Yeah, in the exam, you won't have a dictionary. You won't be able to use your phone. So what you can do is you can try to understand the meaning of the word from the context. Okay, so looking at the other words, the things around this word. So the words that come before it, the words that come after it. Okay, you're looking at all the words around this word to find the meaning. So for example here, joyful. We're reading the sentence, it was a joyful celebration, everyone was happy. Yeah, but we don't understand this word. We don't understand what joyful means. So what we'll do is we'll look at the rest of the words around it. Yeah, so we look at the sentences before, we look at the sentences that come after it, and we see that here it says, the next sentence says, everyone was very happy. So then we know celebration, everyone was happy. That means joyful means something to do with being happy. Okay, so this is using the context. So we don't know the full meaning of joyful, but we know that it means, or it's linked to being happy. Again, let's see the word danger. We're reading a sentence, we see the word danger, we don't know what it means. Let's read the other sentences, the sentence before it, the sentence after it, the other words in the same sentence. The red sign told me that there was danger and some possibility of injury. Okay, so now we know that, okay, danger, we know what injury is, so danger could be something to do with injury, yeah, because they used and. Yeah, so that means they might be linked. Danger means something to do with injury. Is that clear? Yeah, so this may help you in the exam. Yeah, something like this may help you in the exam. If there's certain words that you don't understand, you can use the words around it. Yeah, whether it's in the same sentence or in another sentence. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
It's not exactly give us the meaning, but we will know about it. Yeah.
Excellent. Yes. It won't give you the exact meaning of the word. It's not telling you what joyful exactly is or what danger means exactly, but you know roughly what the word is. You know roughly what the word is about. Okay, we won't do an activity for that. Let's go to the next page. So we're going to page 35. Page 35, we're looking at the vocabulary. We have, again, 8 words: advertising, consider, dependable, encourage, environment, establish, notice, and service. And I think every unit so far we've had only 8 words. I think it's 8 words, 8 words. So you have less words this time. Yeah, only 8 words per set of vocabulary. Shall we do this as a class, or you want to take time to do it by yourself?
Yeah,
so you're saying read the sentence.
Yeah,
sorry?
I think 1 minute is enough, or 2.
Okay, 2 minutes by yourself. So read the sentences and then circle the answer that best matches the underlined word. Yeah, so the answer which is correct. Let's do one together. It says advertising on social media helped the restaurant increase its business. So what is advertising? Is it writing articles, or is it talking to customers, or is it telling people about products?
See, telling people about
I think
products. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. So advertising is telling people about the products. Where did they do it? They did it on social media. Okay, do the rest by yourself. You have about 2 minutes. Okay, so let's take the answer to that then. Abdullah Qahtani.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah, you have an answer?
Number 2. Consider, think about. A.
Okay, so consider. Choosing college is difficult. I have to carefully consider all my choices. I have to carefully think about. Good. Muhammad Tamami.
My car is not very
dependable. My battery did their times this month. The answer is reliable.
Okay, reliable. My car is not very reliable. I can't rely on my car. Why? Because the battery died 3 times this month. Good. Abdullah Al-Dhafiri.
Number 8, Doctor.
Number 8. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
A service that many hotels offer is helping with
Luggage.
B, thing that a company does for you.
A service is things that a company will do for you. Very good. Abdullah Abdulaziz.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
For I'm going to encourage Muhammad to apply for the new job at the radio station. I think it's the preferred job. I think A.
Convince.
Yeah, convince.
Okay, so I'm going to encourage, I'm going to convince Mahmoud to apply for the job. Good. Fayhan?
Yes, Doctor. Number 5. Our family sells paper and plastic to help protest the environment. I think B, natural world.
Natural world. Okay. So our family recycles, yeah, this word is recycles, paper and plastic. Paper and plastic to help the environment. Good. And environment is the natural world. Well done, Fayhan. Abdul Malik Mutairi.
Yes, Doctor. She left her job because she wants to establish her own company. I think research.
Establish is to, okay, so she left her job because she wants to research her own company. Yeah?
Research.
Yeah, does everyone agree? Yeah, research her own company.
No, I disagree.
I think create.
Create. Yeah. Wants to create. Yeah, establish means to create. Good. Okay, Muthanna, the last, number 7.
Number 7. We didn't notice him leave the classroom. I think it's A. Tell that.
No, the word is notice. We didn't notice him leave the classroom. Yeah, does everyone agree? Tell that.
No.
I think B.
I think B.
I think B.
Doctor.
And be aware of.
Some of you are saying
B,
Doctor.
Doctor. C and be aware of.
Oh, so no one's saying C. No one's saying the answer C, but they're saying the word C.
B.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the answer is B.
Because
Yeah, okay. So we didn't notice, we didn't see him. Yeah, or we weren't aware. Yeah, we didn't notice him leave the classroom. We weren't aware that he left the classroom. Yeah, like some of the students in the class. Yeah, there were 75 students, now there's 72. Yeah, we didn't notice when they left. Okay, so those are the answers. Yeah, so one is 1C, 2A, 3C, 4A, 5B, 6A, 7B, and 8B. The next thing that we have, okay, here on page 38, the critical thinking. Yeah, so both of the critical thinkings. Do you remember the critical thinking from the first unit? Yeah, where we looked at today. We were looking at the transition words. Yeah, using words like first, also. Yeah, so that can help you in your presentation, and also this one. Yeah, this critical thinking strategy can also help you in a presentation because it's about restating. So restating is when you've already got something is written, you've got original statements, and now you're going to say the same thing, but in different words. Yeah, so that's what restating is. We have information already. Yeah, like your sentences. You have your 12 sentences already. And now you want to say them again, but using different words. Yeah, so knowing how to restate is helpful. And it shows that you understand. Yeah, if you're able to restate something, that means you understand what's written. And that's also a way for, so for example, me listening to your presentation, the way I know that you understand what you've written is if you're able to restate. If you're just going to read the statements, yeah, then I don't know, do you actually understand? Or did maybe someone else write it for you? Yeah, because you can't explain it. But if someone's able to explain what they've written, yeah, using different words, then this for sure means they understand what's written. Yeah, so that's that again. The critical thinking strategy will help you in your presentation. Okay, page 40. We're looking at suffixes. Yeah, so can everyone go to page 40, please? Okay, would someone like to read this?
Can I, Victor?
Bashar, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Suffix is a letter or group of letters at the end of a word. A suffix changes the form of a word. Common suffixes for changing a noun to an adjective are full. This full, Doctor? Fuel?
Yeah, full and out.
Full and out. Neri's favorite color is purple. Noun, okay. Maha loved to plant colorful flowers. The researcher finished the experiment in 1 month. The tests were experimental.
Yeah,
and they
experimental.
didn't experimental, and they didn't prove anything.
Okay, just stop there, please. Jazakallah khairan, thank you. Okay, so here we're looking at suffixes, and I think we've already looked at suffixes before.
Yeah. In the chapter
Yeah, so a
5.
suffix is something that we add at the end of a word. Yeah, what were the suffixes that we were looking at before?
I think full and.
But we already looked at full before. No, before.
Yeah.
Have we looked at suffixes before?
Yeah, I think and ing. I think.
Okay, yeah, like the gerund, like a gerund. Yeah, adding ing. Yeah, so anything that you add at the end of a word is called a suffix. I add an ing, adding the s in some words, adding the ed, yeah, for the past. Yeah, all of these would be suffixes. Anything you add to the end of a word. So some suffixes, yeah, we know if you add it, it can change the tense. So it can go from present to being past, yeah, as an ed. It can go from simple to being continuous, like ing. It can go from singular to plural. It can be one thing, then you add s, it becomes plural. Or it could be the verb, yeah, using he, she, and it, using s, yeah, to change to make it correct. And it can also change the form of the word. Yeah, so sometimes we add a suffix, it changes the form of the word. So it can change a noun to an adjective. Yeah, or it can change a verb to a noun, or change a verb to an adjective. Yeah, so for example, ing, we already know that playing, yeah, or any other word with ing, it could be a verb, but it could also be a gerund. It could also be a noun. So that means we added the ing and it changed it from a verb to a noun. Yeah, what we have here is adding a suffix that will change it from a noun to an adjective. Okay, so they've given us the word color, and they've given the two. The two that they're telling us about is ful and al. So full and al. Our word color is a noun. If we add the full, it becomes colorful. We have a noun, yes, and it changes to an adjective. So it was a noun, color. We added ful, it became an adjective. Our noun experiment, We add the AL, it becomes experimental, and it changed from a noun to an adjective. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, Isa, you want to read the next part? Isa, are you there? No? Okay, would someone else like to read?
I, Majid.
Yeah, go ahead.
Understand suffix can help you increase your vocabulary. If you know the meaning of a noun, then you may be able to also understand its adjective form.
Okay, and then go to the bottom. Sometimes.
Sometimes when you add a suffix, there are spelling changes to the noun form.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so thank you, Majid. Okay, so we're looking at the same thing, yeah, adding FUL, adding AL, or adding suffixes in general. The first thing goes back to what we talked about word families. When we looked at word families. Word families. Yeah, so if you know the meaning of one word, yeah, because we know that a noun, a verb, adjective, adverb, they can all be different forms of the same word. Yeah, so there's one word, but we add something, or we take away something, or we change something slightly, and the word will, and the form will change. It'll change from a verb to a noun, or from a noun to adjective, or adjective to an adverb. But the meaning, it will be similar. So if we know, for example, we know the meaning of the noun, then that means we should also understand the meaning of the adjective, the verb, the adverb, anything which is part of the same family. Yeah, and this makes it helpful. So you don't need to learn, you don't need to keep on going back to the dictionary for every single word. You look in the dictionary for the word cheer, that means you should know all the words that have the word cheer in it. Yeah, so if there's a noun, if there's a verb, yeah, with the same meaning, cheer. If there's an adjective, it'll have the similar meaning of cheer. If there's an adverb, it'll have a similar meaning. Yeah, is that clear? If you know one meaning, then you should know the rest. So for example, cheer and cheerful. If you know the meaning of cheer, then you should know that cheerful has a similar meaning. Yeah, joy, again, joyful has a similar meaning. Education, educational, a similar meaning. Nation, national, yeah, similar meaning. So you know one, that means you know all. The second thing that they're mentioning here is sometimes there will be some spelling changes. Yeah, when you add a suffix, normally we're just adding the FUL. Yeah, add FUL, add AL, add ING, add S, add ED. But we know with all of the other ones, there's sometimes spelling changes. Yeah, so for example, with these ones, if we're adding AL, if we're ending with a Y, biology, then we'll change the Y to an I, biological. Finance ended with a silent E. Yeah, we'll change the E to an I. Yeah, financial. Is that clear? Yeah, so there are some spelling changes. Yeah, and we already know this. Yeah, we already know this when we looked at adding ING. We already know this when we looked at adding ED. Yeah, there's some spelling changes to the words. Is everyone with me?
Yes, and also full. We see before it.
Also with what? Sorry.
Also full. We did it before. Full.
We did what? Sorry, the same thing.
Yeah, full for the full.
Oh, we already looked at full already before.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so let's take some of these activities. It says read the sentences, write N if it's a noun, or ADJ if it's an adjective. Yeah, we can do this, probably do this together. Muhammad left his restaurant Muhammad left his restaurant in his son's care. He left it for his son to look after. He left it in son's care. Our word care is a noun. Where did we stop? Okay, Abdullah Abdurrahman. Oh, your hand is not even up. Okay, just raise your hands if you want to answer this then.
May I answer, Doc?
Who's saying can I answer?
Abdulaziz Abdurrahman.
Yeah, go ahead, Abdulaziz Abdurrahman.
Number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
Adjective.
Adjective, yeah, and this is straightforward. If you see FUL or AL, that means an adjective. Fahad Al-Atif.
Number 3. Universal, I think, is a noun.
Universal, you think is a noun?
Yes.
Does everyone agree?
No. Adjective.
Adjective, yeah, it has the AL. Adjective. Abdullah Dhafiri.
I don't have an answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have an answer.
You don't have an answer. It's either a noun or adjective.
I answer.
Go ahead. Yeah, Walid, go ahead.
Noun.
Noun. You can answer, everyone answer together. Yeah, this is very simple. It's either noun or adjective. Yeah, so just say either noun. Okay, next one, number 5, psychology. Everyone? Just answer it. Everyone together.
Oh, I think noun.
Noun.
Yeah, noun. There's nothing added to the end of it. Psychological.
Adjective.
Respectful.
Adjective.
And respect.
No.
Yeah, excellent. Good. Not sure. Okay, and the same with these, yeah. If we want to change these to an adjective, we just add the AL, yeah. Environmental, natural, and then peaceful and personal. We want to change them back to the nouns. Just take off the FUL and the AL. Yes, straightforward, yes. Yeah, is that clear as well? Yeah, the next activity.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, we'll take brainstorming. Yeah, just after that event, we'll take brainstorming. Page 42.
Doctor.
Yes.
Can you prepare me? I'm present 45.
Sorry?
I'm present 45.
Present 45. Okay, so on page 42, we're looking at. Yes, Khalid. Yeah, Khalid Namir. Who's Khalid Namir? Yeah. You want to read?
Yes.
Okay, so on page 42, we're looking at brainstorming. Go ahead, Khalid.
Brainstorming.
Yeah, brainstorming.
Brainstorming is a way to get ideas before you wait when you brainstorm.
write
down ideas quickly. Here are their asphalt was to brainstorm listing is a way to quickly
right. Yeah, this silent W is silent. Right.
Right, done ideas related to your topic. For example, if your topic is weight, the color weight represents in your culture. You might write a quick list with ideas such as goodness, cleanliness, and freshness.
Okay, just stop there, Khalid. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you. So here we're looking at brainstorming. Yes.
Can you prepare me?
Can I prepare you or mark you as present? Were you 41? Are you 45?
Yes.
Yeah, I marked you. Okay, so brainstorming. We're looking at brainstorming here. And this is just to get before you write anything. Yeah, it's very helpful to do this so you have the information ready. Yeah, this is to get information ready. They've given us three ways to brainstorm. The first one is listing. So this is just you take a note of every single idea that comes to your mind. So for example, here we're talking about the color white, what it represents. Any idea that comes to your mind, you'll write it down. Goodness, cleanliness, freshness, purity. Sorry. What else would it be? Anything else white might represent? Maybe happiness. Anything that you might think, any idea that comes to your mind, you list it. Okay, that's what listing is. Okay, can someone else like to read?
Can I read, Doctor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Making idea maps can also help you brainstorm. Write a keyword in center circle, then write related words around the keyword. In free writing, you give yourself 10 minutes to write down all of your thoughts about
all of your thoughts.
Thoughts.
Yeah, thoughts. What you think. Thoughts
about a topic. Free writing helps you think freely and creatively. Creatively. Here are some types for brainstorming. Write down.
Okay, you can stop it there. That's fine. Yeah, Jazakallah Fahad. Thank you. Okay, so this is the second idea. So they're giving us three ideas. First idea was listing, making a list of all of the ideas that come to your mind. The second idea was doing a map, making a word map. What do you call it? A word web. You could call it a word web. So you write your thing in the middle. Yeah, we're looking at the color white. Yeah, looking at the color white. We'll write white in the middle. We'll draw a circle around it, and then you'll have like a web coming out of it. Any ideas that you can think of coming out of this middle circle?
Yeah, like a tree.
It's similar to a tree. I mean, you call it a tree, you call it a web. And then the third type of brainstorming would be writing full sentences. This would be a bit more difficult. Yeah, so you give yourself 10 minutes where you're writing full sentences on a topic. Okay, so about the same topic, white, and maybe this might be similar to your 12 sentences that you've written on your CA project. You're writing 12 full sentences, or however many sentences you can think of, in 10 minutes, and then you'll go through these. Yeah, so you write for about 10 minutes. You're not thinking about whether the idea is good or not. Anything that comes to your head, you write it down, yeah, as a full sentence. And then once you've finished, you'll choose. You'll go through the sentences. Yeah, okay, this one's good. No, this one's not good. Yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good. Yeah, so you go through the sentences and you'll cross off the ones that you don't want. Yeah, so this is another type of brainstorming. The most common though is making a list. Yeah, that's the easiest. Any idea that comes to your mind, just write it down. Because the problem with the free writing is it sometimes takes your mind off the other possible ideas. Yeah, so in a topic, when you think about white, straight away you can just write everything that comes to your mind about the color white. Whereas if you're going to write a full sentence, then sometimes you'll forget the other ideas because you're paying too much attention on writing a full sentence. Yeah, so listing is probably the best. What's the next thing? Yes.
Doctor, in a presentation, what we explaining, the word or sentences.
You're explaining, it's a bit of both. The main thing you're explaining is the idea, yeah, so the word. So for example, you're explaining skills. If imagine you wrote skills, your topic, the topic is, what's our topic? Ideal job?
Yes.
Yeah. So what you're talking about will be the skills in your ideal job. Yeah, so for 30 seconds, you'll talk about the skills in an ideal job. You can use the sentences that you already written, yeah, the 3 sentences, but don't read them. Yeah, you can restate them. Maybe you want to read one of them. You can choose one of them you want to read, maybe read one of them, but don't read all of them. Maybe read one of them, give examples, restate the sentences. Yeah, or you can scrap this completely, yeah, and you can just talk about skills in an ideal job. Yeah, because this is the main thing. The main thing is talking about skills in ideal job. Yes.
Okay, that's correct. Thank you.
Okay, we'll stop it there, and then you're welcome. We'll carry on. So not on our next lesson is Tuesday. Yeah, we have the first 50 students doing the CA project. On Wednesday, we'll have the next 50 students doing the CA project. Then on Thursday, yes, on Thursday, we'll carry on with the grammar. Yeah, we'll stop it here then. See you all next week, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah, and again, attendance. Yeah, so if you're not presenting, if you're not from the first 50 students, you don't need to attend. Yeah, you don't need to attend on Tuesday. And then the first 50 students don't need to attend on Wednesday. Is that clear?
Okay. Yeah, clear.
Doctor,
yes.
87 present.
87 present. Okay. All right. Assalamu alaikum. See you all next week, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
86, check my name.
86 and 87. Okay, I'm sure.